Hey everybody, welcome in or welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Tarot, and today we have a pick a card reading for you to figure out what you are manifesting. Let's take a look today at some things that are possibly being manifested in your life right now, as well as the kind of look at the timeline and get some final advice from Spirit as to how to best to continue this if that's indeed what you want to manifest. So in front of you, you have three piles. Pile 1 is the rutilated quartz stone. Pile 2 is this, I don't really quite know what it is, but it is this kind of looks like a little dinosaur egg, which is why I love it. And if any of you know what this is, please let me know in the comments. But this green and dark green speckled little stone. And then third in front of you, we have the, is it rhodonite? I think that's how you say it. Stone. So go ahead and take a moment to see which pile speaks to you, and I will see you at your reading. Hey there, pile 1. If you chose the rutilated quartz stone, this will be your reading as to what you are manifesting, how best to continue or go about this manifestation, and also receive some guides from Spirit. So let's get started with your first card of the Ace of Wands. Yeah, okay. We will definitely, oh, and by the way, we are using the Dark Reflections Tarot deck today. So if it looks a little different, it's because I have not used them in any of my readings yet. Actually, I take that back. I'm pretty sure I'm using it in my most recent video that came out this morning of the bite-sized weekly tarot readings that I'm getting started, but yeah. Forgive me. Okay. What are we manifesting, Spirit? What is pile 1 manifesting in their life currently? My goodness, you have so many wands. Okay, this is what we are doing first. Let's take a look. Okay, we have the 7 of Swords, the 8 of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so for you, pile 1, what I currently see manifesting right now for you is a new project or possibly a new creative spark. I get the sense that some of you might be trying to venture into another business for yourself. I don't know why, but it somebody creatively selling their goods on Etsy kind of came to me, and you're really hoping, this is something that I think you're hoping to kind of pursue in a really as a flow or an outlet for your creative a creative outlet is what I'm trying to say here. So you are trying to explore your creative outlet, and I think this is kind of just the beginning of things to come for you. I think you have probably had a little bit of success in your current venture. It's not going to replace your day job if you have one, but it's something that you take very seriously, but it brings you a lot of joy. I do think that, especially with the 8 of Wands here, it's something that you are trying to manifest very quickly. I think that maybe you might be being a little, I don't want to say impulsive, but maybe a little unrealistic about how quickly this may or may not take off. You're definitely putting the work in, but you get very discouraged kind of easily when you don't see the exact outcome that you are expecting. And I think what Spirit is trying to tell you here is not to give up on your creative pursuits and your creative passions just because, and another message that just came to me right now is that, sometimes we start down these creative paths that kind of branch off into something else. Take this Etsy example, maybe you are somebody who likes making jewelry and selling it on Etsy, but then, as things kind of go slower and kind of transpire, you get more comfortable with using Etsy and maybe deciding to do a different form of creativity or artwork or something like that kind of sets you down another path that brings you even more joy. So I think what you're manifesting right now, pile 1, is some sort of creative endeavor that you've been wanting to do for a very long time, And you very much want this to be something that is lucrative for you in your time, but at the moment, it's definitely slow going and you're facing a little bit of discouragement. But I'm here to tell you to not be discouraged. There is a lot of significant fire energy coming around in this reading, I get the sense of. And the Eight of Wands does usually talk about fast moving energy, a lot of speed. But for you, I do think it is more of the fact that things are not moving as quickly as you want them to be in a successful way, and you're just trying to do possibly too much at once and getting discouraged when it doesn't pan out. So let's take a look at possibly like the timing, as well as getting a little bit information as to what else is going on in this manifestation. Where is this manifestation going to lead to, Spirit? Timing, yeah, for sure. Okay, wow. Okay, we have the Four of Swords, or Seven of Swords clarified by the Four of Swords. We have the Three of Wands, which is clarifying the Ace of Wands. And we have the Chariot, which is clarifying the Eight of Wands. This is speed right here. And this right here is telling you also to kind of slow down and take a step back. So what I'm getting here for you in your manifestation, pile one, is a couple messages here. Is number one, that you have this awesome creative spark and pursuit within you that is really going to lead you down a really awesome path that is going to feel pretty adventurous. I don't know if this actually includes travel, literally, or if this is something that it's kind of like a new life journey that you want to embark on, and along the way you are going to really kind of find a lot of creative peace and harmony along that road that is going to be very fulfilling. But either way, you are just kind of starting out. But with the Seven of Swords here, clarifying with the Four of Swords, is there is a deep need for you to kind of take a step back and give yourself a little bit of a chance to breathe. Things may be moving very quickly and contributing to your discouragement, but I think what you're going to have to do is really kind of slow things down intentionally. Be very regimented in how you do things in order to kind of preserve your own mind space and not put too much stress on yourself right now, because I really do think that this energy is pretty fast moving. You have it with the Chariot here, as well as the Ace, or the Eight of Wands. So this is a lot of speed and direction. But I think also the Chariot is here to kind of let you know that you do have to be very precise and controlling over where you want to go. There goes my dryer. Of course, it decides to buzz during the video. You have to be very intentional about where you want to go and pick a direction, essentially, in order to kind of manifest into success. So now let's take a look at and get a little bit more clarifiers as to when this might be coming into fruition. And on the back of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords, which is kind of a mental burden card, where, you know, this is something that is really kind of weighing heavily on you. And again, with, the Seven of Swords and the Four of Swords here, I really get the sense that this sort of creative pursuit that you are on is really kind of draining you mentally. I think that you are manifesting a lot of quick success here, but at the same time, it's really taking a toll. So I think that what Spirit's trying to let you know is to kind of take a breath, slow down, don't get in your own way, and don't expect results overnight as well, because there's definitely some fast moving energy here, but at the same time, it's not at the expense of your own mental health. Let's see if we can get a little bit more clarification. Just a couple more cards, Spirit, as to where this manifestation is headed. Saw the Sun card come out, so that's always lovely. Okay. So we have the Queen of Swords. Yay, finally. some nice stable mental energy. And then we have the sun. And I'm going to also pull a card from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck to kind of just see if there's any kind of creative, where am I going messages. You got a couple. Okay. We have Magic Prayer. I rarely see that one. And Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Lair has a lot to do with kind of needing a little bit of, how do I want to say this? A little bit of time and space and energy for yourself, maybe a little bit of like rescuing. However, it does have a lot to do with like being protected, and knowing when things are out of alignment. So, you know, if the path you're on right now is one, or I should say the path that you're on right now really seems like it's going to challenge you significantly. But at the same time, you know, the choice is yours, and there's greater value in maintaining your mental health over this long term over this journey, rather than really like putting all your eggs in one basket and just trying to really focus on this being successful or not. Because technically whatever you are manifesting right now can, like I said in the beginning, lead you to other paths to success. You just, you know, you'll be honing your own skills, you'll be honing your talents, and maybe you'll find something that is actually a little bit more aligned with who and what you want to put out there, if that makes sense. And then also we have Magic Prayer. So when you see the Magic Prayer card, it has a lot to do with your prayers being answered. So Spirit's always wanting to help you and even heal you. And I do think that since the Magic Prayer came out kind of next to the more of the mental piece over here, is that, you know, conscious contact with your higher self, with Spirit, is really going to help if you surrender your wishes and desires to Spirit. You may not get what you want, but, you know, of course you will always get what you need, essentially. So, you know, this will absolutely kind of give you a lot of time and energy to be able to kind of reset and possibly think of a different way to manifest whatever it is that you're working on creatively that might not be so draining. So in the long term, I do see a lot of success here with the Queen of Swords and the Sun card here. So, you know, there is going to be a lot of period of trial and error, as well as, you know, kind of really testing your mental load, like we kind of talked about. So it's going to be very important for you to protect yourself in that way. But the Queen of Swords, as you know, this is, you know, a lot of independent thinking, time of clear decision making, a lot of kind of unbiased judgment as well. So I think that for you, Pile One, this particular path of manifestation is really going to bring you home to how much strain you are putting your intellect on and how much that does not serve you in the moment. Like stressing and all this worry and, you know, self-limiting beliefs that you may have is not getting you farther to your goal. You're really going to have to embody a lot more of the Queen of Swords energy and really be determined and direct and really, you know, can you see your vision through the clouds? Are you being honest with yourself? You know, are you supporting yourself and others along this path, and, you know, making sure that you use your time alone to your advantage, essentially. But then we have the Sun card with all this, you know, speed and energy and creativity that's popping out here. The Sun card is here to pretty much let you know that the end of this whole manifestation journey that you are going to be on in a creative endeavor is going to be successful. This is definitely going to bring you a lot of just, I don't want to say just straight success, because it's a little bit more in depth than that. But when it comes to the Sun, it has to do with kind of just satisfaction and, you know, really understanding that there's this kind of like golden light surrounding and protecting you. It's happiness, it's joy, it's success. So it's pretty much letting you know here that everything is going to be okay. Whatever you're manifesting is, everything's going to be okay. You're not going to manifest. Spirit would not let you manifest failure, if that makes any sense. This is all going to be bringing you down a path to your highest good. And obviously there's always a little bit of bumps and fun things along the way, but you are very capable, and this is going to bring you into a lot of harmony. So, you know, just make sure you enjoy every moment of this journey, and, you know, kind of really pay attention to how you can create more happiness in this journey, and not put so much pressure on yourself, pal one. Okay. All right. Let's get a final wrap up from the angel. Okay, that one just wanted to fly out. A surprise is on the horizon. That's lovely. You always gotta love, well, there's a lot of people who absolutely hate surprises, but that's okay. So we have a surprise on the horizon. And for this particular card, I don't see this one very often, but it is pretty straightforward in the fact that it's kind of like, this is a life is good card, kind of like the best is yet to be. There's a lot of excitement in the air. Maybe a long-term wish or dream of yours will be coming into fruition, that sort of sense. So I think that, you know, surrendering kind of like your battles and really putting a lot of intention into making this the not worth this, making it worth the struggle, and still taking care of your mental health is kind of what I'm seeing here. You know, no matter how broken or exhausted you're feeling, you know, part of that challenging road is really going to you really need to take some time out and replenish your mind, body, and spirit. So just know that the situation changes. Nothing ever stays the same. And I think that with this card, a surprise is on the horizon. It does say expect a nice surprise, not a surprise, a nice surprise. So maybe this will, you know, push you down the path even farther of your manifestation into more success, or maybe something that is a little bit more aligned with what you should be doing. So, all right, pile one, that is all the messages I have for you today. If this reading resonated with you, I would very much appreciate it if you left a comment down below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Just a heads up to all of my viewers that I will be doing weekly little bite-sized readings. No, you know, but less than 10 minutes on a general topic, just kind of like the week ahead. That started today, so I will be putting those out every Sunday, and that will always give you guidance and a little bit of just give you a peek as to what may be ahead in the week, and let me know if those work for you. Those are my little bite-sized tarot readings, so just take them as they resonate. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you at your next reading. Take care. Hey there, pile two. If you chose the funny little green and dark green, I didn't figure out what this particular stone was called, but I'm just going to call it the dragon egg. Is that okay? If you chose this funny little dragon egg, this will be your reading, pile two, as to what you are manifesting, how best to go about it, as well as a bit of timing. So we have the moon. Okay. Let's get a little bit of information as to what you are manifesting. And it looks to me like with this moon, wow, with this moon card here, not all has been revealed to you yet as to what you are manifesting. So let's take a look. This is a really interesting moon card deck, or I'm sorry, moon card in this deck. And the deck we're using today is the Dark Reflections. And so the pictures are a little bit different. Hopefully they show up okay on the camera, but let's get a little bit of information as to what you are manifesting, pal two. One more card. I would just like one more card, Spirit. That would be amazing, but you know, if you really don't want to give me one. Oh, okay, you're gonna give me a couple. Gotcha. Okay, so we got a couple. So we got the Page of Wands, we have the Moon, the King of Swords, and the Chariot. Pile 1 got the Chariot too. So I think what we're looking at here is kind of a lack of direction right now with you, Spirit, or I mean with you, Pile 2, in terms of what Spirit is trying to reveal to you. I have, you know, the Moon card here has a lot to do with, in this deck, with being very kind of like timid and unsure. What if you can see this card, there's this wolf who's kind of snarling at this itty bitty little puppy. Kind of a sad card, really. Just like, oh, poor puppy. But what we're looking at here with the Moon card is things that have not quite been revealed to you yet, as well as a little bit of self-doubt and possibly just kind of your unconscious mind just being very doubtful. And it could be your conscious mind and not your sub or unconscious mind, but there a lot of indecision is what I get here, especially with the Chariot card. Whatever you are manifesting right now is you don't know which way to jump. Essentially, you kind of at the beginning phases of, you know, the journey when it comes to manifesting whatever it is that you are focused on right now. But the energy that I'm getting right now for you, Pile 2, is that you are still kind of sorting through the muck in order to determine if this is something that you really want to manifest in your life, and you're not quite sure which way to go about it. With the King of Swords here, I do think that it is not only asking you to kind of, you very well might be this kind of King of Swords person, but this card is very representative, if that's representative, there we go, or representing authority, truth, and intellectual power. So if this whatever you are manifesting is really going to have to take a lot of logic and reason in order to resolve these kind of internal conflicts, as with indecision. You know, are you trying to get the right perspective? Something you might want to ask yourself when in regards to this manifestation is, what are your motives? You know, are there other people's motives that you need to kind of consider? Are you doubting your power? Are you focusing on the known or the unknown? So really kind of take a step back, Pile 2, and really take a look at what exactly you are manifesting or what you want to, because I'm not getting a clear picture that this is actually something that you really want in your heart and soul. So just kind of look and see, and use a little bit of your logic and intellect and look at it from all angles. I just heard, you know, kind of like a wide lens, like zoom out and take a look at the picture from the whole and see if you can be a little bit more decisive with the direction you want to go in a best way, if you decide that this is indeed the way you want to go. So let's get a little bit of info as to how best to go about it, as well as what the timing is. How best to go about this particular manifestation, Spirit, and please give me time as well. Huh, okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay. So we have the Four of Pentacles clarifying the Chariot. We have the World clarifying the King of Swords. We have the Moon, the Magician clarifying the Moon. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles when it comes to clarifying the Page of Wands. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is, let's start with, the Page of Wands over here with the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is very slow-moving energy, and I really think that the slow-moving energy really has a lot to do with a lot of the indecisiveness that we see in the top pile here, and the need for you to really zoom out, take a look at all the angles, and really be logical and kind of sort out whether or not this is really something that you actually want to manifest. Because I think it's kind of like a kernel of an idea right now, and not really something that has kind of taken root, essentially. I do see that there may be a little bit of a financial struggle when it comes to getting this off the ground. And I do get the sense that with the Chariot, here by the Four of Pentacles, clarified that, you don't know which way to jump, probably because you're not sure what kind of resources or what kind of financial needs are going to be there to kind of get this off the ground. You're holding on really tight to your resources right now because you don't have an idea or a clear understanding of what it's going to take. And I do think that that is something that Spirit is very much trying to tell you is, definitely before you start investing heavily your own resources, money, time, energy into this particular venture, you really need, pile two, a little bit of direction. Okay. With the King of Swords here, we talk, and the World card here, we kind of talked about, the King of Swords having that intellect to kind of sort things through and really determine whether or not this is something that you want to embark on, kind of, setting your own intention and really understanding if this is the manifestation for you. Because we can manifest all sorts of things where we put our energy into, that sort of, it follows. So, making sure that you are putting your energy into something that actually is going to bring you joy, is going to, lead you on the path that you actually want, essentially. So with the World card here, this is completion and accomplishment. I do think that you are going to find a lot of clarity with this manifestation coming up. I think that you will definitely see everything from all the possibilities and be able to kind of decide what you want to move toward versus away from, what you're ready to start. I think this intellectual period of time that you are going to be going through in order to figure out this, kind of clarify this manifestation is going to come full circle. You are absolutely going to know what it is that you want to work towards. And I do see that here as well, kind of repeated with the Moon and the Magician. So up here, the Moon is a lot about, self-doubt and things that kind of we talked about, like the path being hidden from you and not knowing if it's the right way for you. You're going to get this clarification, and then the Magician is going to take over. The Magician is someone who creates magic. and essentially, I would probably say that this is kind of the embodiment of the manifestation that is yet to come. So once you have an idea as to, clarify exactly what you want and you have this direction, things are going to manifest pretty quickly. Until then, we're kind of going to be stuck in the slow moving Knight of Pentacles energy until you really get that clarification. Okay. All right. And let's see what else we can get in regards to advice and where this is going to take you. And I am going to, I'm going to pull one of my map oracle cards as well as one of the fortune oracles. This one wants to come out. Ride the wave. Okay. And the number 14, which reduces to 5. So that's the number of change. And then let's see here. Oopsie. I got better fingers today. Oh, okay. You wanted to be seen. Dragonfly. Okay. Aw, that's awesome. So I'm going to take a look at this one first. So we're at the Dragonfly, number 8. And having confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. So that's kind of what we were talking about a little bit earlier with having, really combating this self-doubt, getting some clarity, and kind of getting into this mode of magician, right? So, the Dragonfly really represents a lot of renewal and that opportunities will be opening up for you the more spiritual you get with your outlook and understanding. So your intuition is really going to become stronger. Your dreams are a little bit more intense. But this card also signifies change. So you might find yourself with a lot of new perspectives as to what you want in the future. There's going to be a lot of confidence in needing to make some life-changing decisions, okay, is what I see here. And, this one, since I said, especially since this symbolizes change, the ride the wave over here has, with the number, reduced to 5, has a lot to do with change as well. And for the Enchanted Oracle map cards, we're going to take a look at this one, and it really means that, like, ride the wave is you're kind of being assured that you are entering a time that you can kind of just ride this wave once you get clarity. There's going to be a lot of hopes and dreams that are going to carry you forward, again with the manifestation card here. I think it's just a reassurance to know that you are on the right path. And look at these happy little dolphins and the person riding their back. It's just kind of like a really beautiful, joyful card that really signifies that the path and the journey that is going to be clarified for you and that you will be manifesting, you're really going to kind of enjoy the journey, essentially. I mean, who's not going to enjoy the journey if you're riding on a dolphin? Okay. So let's get a little bit more, just some final words of advice. One more card for you, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, okay, cool. 3. 3. Spirit says 3. Okay, so we have the King of Cups. We have the 2 of Wands. And we have the 4 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands is 1111 to me. I don't know why, but I always feel called to kind of speak on that because that is the manifestation number. And with the 4 of Wands, if you can take a look at the card that's right there, it represents a lot of celebration and harmony, as well as like the completion of a significant milestone or event. So, it's kind of, I think, living in harmony. Essentially, you're going to be have a really nice sense of achievement and prosperity. This also could be, marriage or some sort of fruitful collaboration, especially with the 2 of Wands here. The 2 of Wands, I think, is going to be really representative of kind of making plans and steps for the future. It's good planning. It's faith in what's going to be. It's riding the wave, essentially. It's ambitiousness and having like that growth and future mindset, essentially. And then with the King of Cups here, the lovely King of Cups here is going to represent a lot of emotional balance when it comes and using, your empathy and intuition in order to make these decisions when it comes to this particular manifestation. Are you feeling very confident in yourself? The King of Cups is definitely telling you yes, you're going to be very empowered. You've obviously weathered a lot of emotions on this way, and you've been honest with yourself, and you're truly listening to what your inner guide tells you, is what I'm seeing for you, pile 2. So let's get one more card. Okay, that one. That one just wanted to come out. Your calling. Oh, that's awesome. It says your life's purpose is like an awakening to put your gifts and talents to good use and enjoy the journey of life. So a lot of kind of like ride the wave energy coming through with self-discovery and change, which is awesome. There's something, your calling is a lot about like something lying that is dormant within you. And we kind of saw that with the first thing that came out, where it's like, there's something there, but it needs to be brought out. It needs to be nurtured and grown and discovered, essentially. But after all of this, your spirit guides are telling you that, there is that particular something that was lying dormant within you, some sort of unconscious level of truth is finally being awakened. You're going to be actively engaged with really realizing your purpose. Not everybody's calling is to, change the world, but with your passion driving this forward, you are going to change your own life and specifically those around you. Think of like little octopus tentacles that just kind of reach out and touch little things in its own area. But the more you act, the clearer your vision becomes and more fulfilling your life is. And the particular angel message for this card is when you lead a passionate life, you are fulfilling your life's purpose. So definitely listen to your heart. And I think that's what you will eventually be doing. You just need a little bit of clarification. Okay? All right, Pile 2, those are all the messages I have for you today. If this reading resonated with you, I would very much appreciate if you took a moment to comment down below. Also, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. That is the simplest way you can help me on my YouTube journey. Also, just kind of for my viewers, being on the lookout for little weekly bite-sized tarot readings that I'm going to be putting out every Sunday. And those readings will be taking a look at the week ahead and kind of assessing the incoming energies and getting some advice as to, what may be coming at you in the week and how best to kind of go through it. So those will be coming out every Sunday. There is one already out now. But of course, I will do my more weekly in-depth topical readings as well. So thank you so much for being here, Pile 2. I appreciate you. Take care. Hey there, Pile 3. If you chose the rhodonite, I think this is what it is. I really should look these up before I do my readings. But this is the rhodonite, I'm pretty sure, tumblestone for you, Pile 3. So today, again, we will be taking a look at what you are manifesting, as well as kind of get various information as to kind of what stage of manifestation you are in, kind of what the timeline is, what you may or may not need in order to manifest this properly, and get some advice from Spirit. Okay, so for you, Pile 3, we have the Page of Pentacles right away. And what we are going to do is get a little bit more information as to, where this manifestation, how this manifestation is manifesting. How about that? It's pretty funny. Just get some clarification as to what you are manifesting. Let's see. Spirit, what is Pile 3 manifesting? Quite a bit. Got anything else? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Six of Wands, the Hermit. Oh, okay. And we have the Temperance. I'm sorry, not the Empress, Temperance. Okay. Well, so for you, Pile 3, whatever you're manifesting right now is, I believe, kind of a better understanding of yourself. I think that some of you are trying to have gone through something really significant recently that has really caused you to take a step back and look internally at yourself. This also might have a lot to do, there's several messages that we could be interpreting here. So let's just start with kind of, let's do the Page of Pentacles first. How about that? Yeah, let's do that. So the Page of Pentacles, the first card that came out the gate, is very representative of kind of like a studious and focused individual, kind of practicing skills, essentially. I think that, you are trying to become a little bit more productive. Possibly, maybe you are somebody who just came out of a very significant in-depth kind of learning period. So maybe you were in school or you're considering going back to school. But you're definitely determined on building a very solid foundation. So I kind of get the sense for you, especially with the King of Cups here, is that, the old ways were not working for you. So whatever it is that you are trying to build with a Page of Pentacles in order of stability, is really has come out of the fact that your need for emotional balance. Okay, so I kind of think that you may have been overwhelmed and maybe really anxious about certain financial or living situations, or lacking some sort of stability. And I think that you are feeling more confident in yourself and feeling a little bit more more empowered to kind of work through the difficulties and having that single-minded focus on fulfilling the desire for more stability. And I think that all came out of the Hermit. I think it really had a lot to do for you, pile 3. It just a lot of inner work that had to be done in order to really pay attention, like a lot of introspection and solitude, essentially, kind of wisdom that is being gained through contemplation, essentially. I think with the 6 of Wands, this card kind of is representative of kind of being a little bit kind of like victory, indicating kind of like a period of time to where you were fighting, or you were not fighting, but struggling, I guess, like a battle, there was, but I think that there was a lot of like lack of recognition and lack of achievement that you were feeling, like kind of the feeling of being defeated and maybe disrespected, and not being recognized for the accomplishments that you had already brought into fruition. Whatever it is, it's leading you down the path to a different place. This might be a new job, but either way, it's just more a different layer of stability that you want to manifest for yourself. I do get the sense for you, pile 3, that looking at the cards as a whole, for some of you, you may have been in a job where you felt you put a lot of your time and your work into, and you were, doing being patient, and you were playing the waiting game to see if, all your hard work was going to pay off. But I do get the sense that, despite all the battles that you won and all the work you put in, you were not getting the recognition that you needed or desired to kind of keep the fuel in your tank. I think that there's a lot of emotional ties to this particular, possibly career or even way of living. But I really do think a lot of you, it's a job that you've been tied to, and you really had to go within and kind of decipher whether, do I want the stability, or do I want do I want to sever this all these emotional attachments where, I love certain aspects, but I'm not being recognized. They're not treating me fairly. I've been patient. I've been doing the work and putting in all the effort for nothing. Like, what am I been struggling for? And now that there's going to be a new path forged in terms of stability, I think that you're finally kind of, after a period of isolation and kind of just chewing that over in your mind, you're clear in what you need to do. So let's take a look and get a little bit more information. How are we going to go about the manifestation, as well as what the time frame might be? Okay, Spirit, give me some additional messages for pile 3, please. Oh, what? Did you want to fly away over there? Okay. And now I screwed up my whole layout. Okay, bear with me, people. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles, yes, clarifying the King of Cups. We have the 7 of Wands, clarifying the Page of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got the World, clarifying the Hermit, which is awesome. Also, it's really funny. Check out pile 2. The World popped out in the exact same clarifying, path. It's kind of weird. 6 of Wands is clarified by the 2 of Pentacles, and Temperance is being clarified by the Page of Cups. Okay, so let's take a look and just kind of see what messages is kind of like popping out, because I get the sense that there are several. So let's take a look over here at this particular page, this lovely little Page of Cups guy. This is a lot of, the patience that you had for whatever this old job or whatever this period of time that you're leaving behind in search of new stability is. The Page of Cups has a lot to do that you probably were trying to, I guess what I want to say is that you were searching for increased creativity, maybe some additional kind of like comfort or new possibilities. You were really kind of hoping that this new, that old way of doing things would bring you into kind of like a period of like emotional fulfillment. And I do believe for a while there was a little bit of a time, but I think what Spirit is asking you, and especially looking at the time frame as to how to go about this manifestation, is is kind of gaining some more deeper insights. Okay, you're going to have to utilize a lot of your imagination, a lot of your curiousness. You may have to develop some additional talents or ideas. So take a look at this and really kind of, do you believe in your own creative ways of doing things? Are you working on fulfilling your dreams? That's coming out of this Page of Pentacles. Like, what can you do to let go of your fears and really kind of paying attention to the new insights that have come out of this introspective journey of finally understanding kind of what you need to do. Okay, so let's take a look at the Two of Pentacles, which is clarifying the Six of Wands. And we were kind of talking about feeling a little bit kind of battle weary, and maybe a lot of work being put through for nothing, and kind of lack of people recognizing your efforts and achievements. So this has a lot to do with kind of like, juggling and really needing a lot of balance and adaptability. So kind of managing multiple priorities at once and finding that kind of equilibrium in life. So, have you taken on too many responsibilities? Have you, do you feel balanced? Whatever you are going to be embarking on, make sure that you are in a harmonious balance and that you're kind of staying flexible, because anytime you're going to embark on a new journey, you're going to have to kind of like a train track. It's, sometimes you need to go off on a different little path and be flexible and switching gears really quickly in order to kind of stay aligned with where you want to go. Okay. The Hermit is clarified by the World. And I do think that there is, when we're talking about your introspective journey that is kind of leading you down with the manifestation, I think what they're trying to let you know is that you have completed that. You have everything right now in front of you. You have all the tools, all the knowledge that you need to bring this into completion. Okay. So whatever it is that you are trying to manifest in terms of stability is really all laid out before you. You're going to have to just kind of pay attention to, how you want to pursue this and be able to, like I said, be flexible and kind of have that good time management and prioritization, just making sure that you're staying, not being overwhelmed essentially, but just know that there is everything in front of you. There is no hidden extra things that you need to do in order to manifest this into creation. Okay. So, for the Seven of Wands, clarifying the Page of Pentacles, this card has a lot to do with sometimes addressing the challenge or perseverance, kind of standing up for yourself. I do think that you are going to have to be your own self-advocate, essentially. You need to have that trust and determination and trusting the process. So especially because I think that you are going to be challenged in a way where, back here you have you probably have a form of stability that is not making you happy, but you want the stability and the harmony, and that's not something, you're not being greedy. That's not something that you are not entitled to at all. And I think that the Seven of Wands is here to clarify, like, don't question yourself, essentially. Really hold your ground, really be courageous and confident and determined in this path, because, anytime you want to change things up or leave things behind, it's always going to create this thing of self-doubt of, am I going to fail? Am I going to succeed? Did I just leave, kind of like looking at everything from the grass is not greener on the other side type mindset, where it's like, well, I have this over here, but, over here looks better, but what if I jump over here and it's not better, and then I've lost this? Don't get bogged down in that mindset, is what the Seven of Wands is saying. Okay. Just it's kind of like hopelessness versus hopeful. Which one are you going to be? You need to be the hopeful, right? That's the way to go. Nobody wants to be hopeless. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is clarifying the King of Cups. And I love seeing the Queen of Pentacles, because she is the final or the perfect embodiment of this Page of Pentacles journey. Now that, the King of Cups has really kind of clarified what your manifestation is going to be like. The Queen of Pentacles is representative of, nurturing and being practical, and is very grounded and focused. It's material comfort. So, just stay in that mindset of being prosperous and abundant, and utilizing your common sense, as well as, nurturing yourself, as well as the solid foundation that you are actually building. So, some things that you might want to kind of have in the back of your mind, that I think Spirit is trying to tell you is like, what do you need? Do you feel nurtured? Do you trust that you have everything you need? Are you kind of surrendering yourself to the path that Spirit is kind of laying before you? Don't be, do you see all the abundance and the resources around you that are going to kind of facilitate this journey? Because it's definitely there. I love the Dark Reflections Tarot, but some of these cards just make me sad. I'm sorry, but there's a bunny just being hit. Okay, it's fine. Don't mind me. Let's grab a message from your Enchanted Map Oracle as to kind of what the direction is. Mountain with the number 6. Yes, overcoming. And then, number 6s are about kind of overcoming and coming out of that change and back into prosperity. And then we are also, if I can just find my deck here, what is happening? Get a fortune. I want a fortune. Thank you. Star. Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's look at Mountain first, because Mountain, like I said, is the number 6, and that is about breaking out of that number 5 change energy, and really like rebuilding, essentially. So I think with the Mountain card here, it does look like Spirit is telling you that you have that capacity to get around any obstacle, and it's important to be adaptable, especially with the Two of Pentacles here that we were saying about, kind of being in balance and being flexible. Sometimes you're going to come across what seems to be like a mountain of an obstacle, like the mountain that separates you from, your success. And sometimes you think that maybe like climbing it is kind of the answer, but why would you take such a treacherous or just kind of like tedious approach? I think, and if I remember right, the guidebook for this one kind of talks about being like a river that flows around mountains naturally. It's pretty much saying in a nutshell that, you could make it harder on yourself, or you can move past it very quickly if you choose kind of the easy way around. And I guess it's kind of like the work smarter, not harder, and be flexible. If you decide to climb that mountain, really take one step at a time, and being very intentional and realizing that that's, that's a very admirable approach, but it is going to take a little bit longer instead of like kind of going with the flow with what spirit is going to lay before you. And then we have the star card, which is, this is number 29, which reduces to 11, which is technically number 2, but we're going to look at it from a number 11 standpoint because I really think the star is all about manifestation as well. And this card says, hard times are over. Look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. So, you may have obviously felt a little uninspired and hopeless, kind of like what we were talking about, and maybe had like a lot of, unfulfilled goals and just negative feelings towards all this time and energy that you've spent on something. You're going to have to let that go, essentially. The good news that the star card is here to let you know is that the future is going to be filled with hope, optimism, and enthusiasm. You're going to have this new, fresh perspective on life. And I do think that you are somebody that very much thrives on positive reinforcement. And with the star card here, there's a lot of positive energy around it. And when it comes to like career, money, materialistic things, that I think this is mostly like what we talked about. For some of you might have been leaving a job behind to go for something a little bit more unknown. This card, it really kind of highlights the career and finances piece more than any of the other ones in the deck, because I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity for people to recognize a job well done and lots of rewards and celebrations. You're going to be really proud, in the near future. That's going to be cause for a lot of celebration, and your self-esteem is really going to return big time. It's going to be exhausting in a way, but also very thrilling. You're definitely going to be coming into your own. So don't doubt yourself. This new stability that you're trying to craft here is really going to come about. Okay. And then let's get a final message from your angels. Do you have one thing to say, Spirit? Oh, there we go. Midas star. Aw. Luck is on your side. Let the magic happen. Okay, that is so cute. I love Midas star, and I actually never, ever, ever see this one. The Midas star, and I don't know if you kind of know, a lot of people don't know the story of like King Midas, but that one's actually kind of like one of those things where it's a fable where it's too much of a good thing and being isolated and lonely. But this particular deck, the Midas star, brings about abundance and prosperity. So it's really creating change in all areas of your life, and it's kind of like a level up. Your personal relationships, health, work, it's having luck on your side. There's this unseen force that Spirit is kind of pushing you towards, especially with the star card here, that is going to really signify that there's going to be a reliable flow of stability, money, abundance, support from family and friends, free time, just you're coming, for you, Pile 3, you're coming into a level of prosperity that you kind of, was always in the back of your mind, but you didn't really think that you could achieve it. And Spirit is here to say that this is the path that you're on. You are going to achieve it. Kind of stay the course. This card is also going to, also signify moving on and making use of a lot of your good skills that were not being rewarded before. Okay, so it looks like, it says luck is on your side and let the magic happen. Absolutely. And I'm going to leave it there. That is absolutely everything that kind of tied together for your message, Pile 3. Thank you so much for being here. If any of these messages resonated with you, I would very much appreciate it if you took a moment to comment down below. Also, like and subscribe to the channel, my usual spiel. It really helps support me. It also gives me a boost of confidence that hey, people actually like what I'm creating. It's kind of nice. Also, just as a heads up, I don't remember if I talked about it in the intro, but I talked about it in the other piles, that I have started doing little weekly bite-sized readings. The first one came out today. Just expect one every Sunday that are going to take a look at the energies for the week ahead and kind of assess any challenges and get some advice as to what's coming ahead for the week. So definitely check that out. And otherwise, I will see you again next week at another kind of more themed reading. and have a wonderful rest of February, pile 3. I hope all of this works out amazing for you. Take care.